This story was tagged to me on Facebook to me. Now, I know what y'all are probably going to say. Tareen, this person doesn't look like they're black. Why should we care about this story? Well, trust me, you're going to want to really understand where I'm headed with this as far as a topic goes. Especially with how mainstream media likes to talk about this city in such a very blurry, gray area, one-sided way. But anyway, the person in this picture name is Luis Guerrero, and he was 18 years old. He was strangled, stabbed, ran over with a Jeep, and then set on fire. All of this happened to this one teen. And it's been reported that it happened in Chicago. Yes, that Chicago that mainstream media loves to really blow up in the media every single time there is a quote-unquote gang shooting involving black people. Now, this story went out on, let me see, where's the date? On August 17th. It's coming from the Daily Mail, and the Daily Mail operates out of the UK. And for them, I believe they probably are ahead of us. So on their updated part, it says the 18th of August, even though it's still the 17th here in the States. But what's so interesting is how low they have been downplayed this story. If this story wasn't tagged or sent to me, I wouldn't, or now you wouldn't have even known about it. Now that's a picture right there of the individual that was murdered. And here's a picture of the three involved. Notice that not one of them is black. Now, I read some of the comments, and he said that area over there where this occurred, the demographic is pretty much mostly quote-unquote Latino or Hispanic based. Let me go ahead and read this article. It says, a West Chicago boy was strangled, stabbed, set on fire, and run over with a Jeep in a horrific murder plotted by his ex-girlfriend and two accomplices. I'm guessing the girl in the middle is the ex-girlfriend. Police found the smoldering body of Luis Guerrero, age 18, on Tuesday. The teen, who moved to Chicago from Mexico when he was in the 5th grade, was the victim of a bloody act of revenge launched by his ex-girlfriend, 16-year-old Tia Brewer, along with two peers, Francisco Alvarado, age 18, and Jesus Carrera, age 18. Brewer, who used to date Guerrero, claims he had raped her and this was payback. But police haven't found indication that she reported the assault. That's probably because the little bitch is lying. Guerrero was lured to meet with the group past midnight at the West Chicago Public Library on Tuesday, where Alvarado allegedly attacked from behind and strangled the victim with a belt. Alvarado and Brewer stabbed Guerrero 16 times in the neck. They threw his body into a car and drove him to a nearby field where he was doused in gasoline and set on fire. Guerrero ran for his life, leading Alvarado and Brewer to run over him with a Jeep Cherokee. They brought him into a fire pit, placed him under a bench, and burned him alive. They left the scene, leaving him for dead. His body was discovered around 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday by West Chicago Fire Department workers conducting a training exercise. He was found not far from Alvarado's residence, police say. Alvarado's parents found bloodstains in their Jeep and approached the police at the scene of the fire pit near their residence. Cops said they found blood on the Jeep's undercarriage. The facts alleged in this case are brutal and heinous and evidence of an unconscionable degree of depravity. Alvarado and Brewer were both charged with first-degree murder, armed robbery, and concealment of a homicidal death. They were denied bail at a hearing on Thursday at DuPage County Courthouse, according to the Chicago Tribune. Jesus Carrera, who was asked by the pair to buy gasoline used to set the victim on fire, was charged with concealment of a homicidal death and held on a $100,000 bail. In the investigation, Carrera confessed to his role helping out Brewer and Alvarado by giving them a ride to the train station. The couple was found in the Chicago motel on Wednesday and they were arrested. They were discovered with a knife and screwdriver believed to have been used in the attack. The three will return to court on September 13th. Alvarado and Brewer could face life in prison if convicted on murder charges. The bloody murder follows a spat Here we go. The murder, shootings and murders in Chicago over the weekend, August 3rd, August 3rd to 5th. 71 people in the city were shot, 12 of them fatally over the course of just 60 hours. And I can keep on reading, but they don't specify that anyone was arrested or anything like that. They just had to throw that in there. Had nothing to do with the story. But you know what's so crazy? They have all these so-called shootings that happen in Chicago, and not one person of interest, not one suspect. Yet you have these 3 individuals right here who strangled, stabbed, ran over, set on fire one person, and they have all 3 of them in custody. Now, isn't that interesting? That's why I said I wanted to talk about the story at an angle like this. Mainly because of they know who did this crime. But when it comes to those shootings that happened in Chicago, that they claim that it was such a high number, they don't have not one person of interest. And like I said, these shootings always happen on the weekend. What is so special about the weekend? Usually, like, if they really wanted to play it smart, they could have spread it out throughout the week. But some people don't read that deep into things. They just go on the surface and go based on what mainstream media tells them to do. That's how I know many of our people are still brainwashed. But you can't save everybody. Y'all let me know what you think about the story down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. The links will be down below. I will talk to you in the next one.